Okay, here we go. Annika's in the house with a question. What if a guy is interested in life partnership, but he says he would become exclusive after we become intimate because that's important for him? Your thoughts. Is this a red flag? You know, I don't know if I would characterize this as a red flag because let me explain why. Now, I'm not suggesting from your vantage point it might not be, it might be that. So, very honest question. So, I believe in our current dating environment, physical intimacy is one of the decision-making factors to go into a fully committed relationship. I think for many people, they want to know that the physical intimacy is good. Now, you have to understand, there are a lot of people coming off of divorces who have had no intimacy whatsoever. They had poor intimacy with their partner. So they're kind of making that part of their decision-making process. I've known many women say to me, boy, the sex really sucked. I don't know if I can continue any further. Now, I understand that that's part of the person's decision-making process. What I would encourage, if you're going to be physically intimate with someone beyond the first night, okay? Because after the first night, okay, let me explain why I'm saying this, okay? When you have sex with someone once, there's no need to promise monogamy or exclusivity if you're never going to see them again, okay? But if you plan on seeing each other beyond that, I would encourage regular sex to be monogamous. And in that space, when you're monogamous, you're not actively seeking to meet others. You're not actively seeking to meet others. So in that particular space, I can understand his point of view. Now, again, if you're going to be regular together, I will say this. You can go, I completely understand that, you understanding that. I'm not physically intimate with someone until we've built trust with one another. And trust trust is about knowing that this person has my best interest at heart. Now, I did a blog recently that said, Jay Shetty talked about this in his book. It takes about 200 hours of regular time together to build a good friendship with another person. 200 hours. I've often said it takes about 100 hours of face-to-face time just to build the first layer of trust. So what you can say to this person, I am in full agreement with you. Just so you know, the way I operate is I'm not physically intimate with someone until we've built trust. And I recognize that trust is going to take time. I'm not sure how long it's going to take between the two of us. I can accept the way you operate. Will you accept the way I operate? If he says, well, I will only date you if I have sex, that's a red flag, okay? I will only date you if we have sex. I would consider that a red flag. I'd actually consider that a deal breaker, quite frankly. Remember, deal breaker is an absolute no, and a red flag says, let's ask a few more questions going forward. Annika, does that help with, let's see what Natty says. Annika, what other cues does he give? And then she responds back, that is what I told him. I need to build trust first and spend time together. Well, then great. I think that's fantastic. Can you let us know? What did he say to that? Can you let us all know what he said to that? GM just gave us a $10 super sticker. Thank you for the love. I appreciate it.